Hey guys, as you can see, I'm in my garage and I have a bit of a garage update. But for now, let me show you my garage that I just finished repainting. So it used to be a chocolate brown velvet style wall. I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I did that. Now I painted all white, put a little bit of design, yada yada, make it nice and comfy cozy. Even my heater there for the winter so I could like work on the bikes while I'm while I'm in the garage over the winter. Give me something to do while we wait for the snow to melt till next season. Um, Here is an R6 that's going to be hopefully going back to its owner. I'm storing it right now for him, which is Hybrid Racing. Real quick shameless plug. Those of you who own GSXRs may or may not have heard of Hybrid Racing, so he's local here in Ottawa. But if you need a engine swap from K3, K4, K5, he's the guy. He doesn't advertise, but he's all in the message boards. And whenever someone needs motor mounts to do an engine swap, he's the guy you're probably going to be buying from. He's one of the very few people who actually make those kits. And he's actually really good at what he does, custom builds, so on and so forth. Which I'll be getting to in a second. Hopefully, going to be doing something with him on a bike. But before we get to that, real quick, the 2013 ZX10R. I'm actually getting ready to just paint some of the side body work, so you can see it's off right now. This is track only. This is my 2006 Yamaha one track bike, which I need to sell. I don't really need two track bikes. I was just being a little greedy because, many of us who have motorcycles are friggin' hoarders to begin with, obviously, as you can see. So I want to sell this, free up some cash to get a project bike, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. Obviously, my beautiful pig right over here, the RC51, nice and sleeping right now. I might try to get it out for one last ride. And of course, my beautiful lady in red, which I also would like to get out for one last ride. And I got some minor maintenance to do on this. Oil change. Actually, not oil change, fluid changes, whatever. But yeah, actually, I want to do a sound comparison. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I just haven't had the time. So sound comparison between the RC and the Desmo. Hopefully we get one more nice day so I could do that. But that's not what I want to talk about right now. So I mentioned before in a couple other videos that I want a project bike that I could work on over the winter and maybe do something not necessarily unique, but something to tinker with, to make my own, and maybe you guys could get some ideas and do the same thing to your bikes. Now, I was trying to keep it budget friendly, so it's gonna be simple, more or less, because I do have access to my friend Hybrid Racing, who's good at customization, so he's gonna be helping me a lot with that. We have access to a machinist who's gonna be possibly building some parts that we're gonna need, and a welder. So those are the guys I'm gonna be relying on if and when I could get this deal done. So a couple of bikes that I was looking at. Superhawk, that was one of them. I thought that would be a fun build, similar to the RC51. So I was considering that, and you could get those relatively inexpensive. They might have higher kilometers, so on and so forth. But I'm okay with that because we're going to be taking care of all the maintenance on it, and then just whatever we wanted to build on it, like possibly some custom fairing, custom pipes, all that stuff. So I wasn't that concerned too much with the mileage. Again, I wanted to keep things very budget friendly. So that was one of the bikes. Then the other bike I was kind of looking at, besides the Super Hawk, was TLR 1000R. And there's a couple that came up for a decent price, a little more than what I was willing to pay, but I put that on my watch list. Then this one I was kind of interested in really doing, and I haven't ruled it out yet because it's still a couple things I need to figure out. was VFR. Now, those of you uh, who are on Instagram, look up a guy, Metal Scorpio. Some of you may already know who he is. Now, Metal Scorpio uh, has built a couple of custom bikes based on the VFR, and he's basically did a lot of work, a lot of machining, a lot of custom parts, um, and turned these bikes into basically MotoGP replicas. They sound fantastic. They look amazing. And I was thinking of tackling a project like that. Now, mind you, he has um, much more skill than I do. Like, I can do some custom fabrication for the body and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. Um, but he, like, when we start getting into the gas tank and that sort of thing, that's where I'll probably need some assistance with. So I thought about going that route too and doing something similar to him, but not exactly the same. Again, trying to keep it budget friendly. And finally, the last bike I'm kind of looking at is another RC. Now, right now, I'm leaning more towards the RC simply because finding parts for the RC51 is next to impossible. Or maybe not next to impossible per se, but finding something in good condition, so on and so forth, is hard. And I really like the bike. So having a second one, which is also going to be fairly similar to this one in terms of customization, I think would be kind of cool. Now, actually, while we're here, let's take a quick look. Anyone who saw my previous video saw that there was something that happened with my RC, unfortunately, and that was that it was basically dropped. And I don't mean dropped completely. What happened was a friend of mine was actually moving it around my garage while we're getting ready for a track day, and I didn't realize it. And he had actually slipped on the edge of the garage, and the bike leaned over and tipped and hit this metal junction box. The damage wasn't overly bad, but the thing is, and he paid for everything, but you can't buy a cowl anymore, front cowl. You can't get most of the parts. So I had to get the part repaired. So the repair was done, and it was actually here. It was cracked like right through. So if you want to see, like, it's hard to see, but the guy that fixed it is a local guy. I see, can't really get in there. But he did an amazing job fixing it where it is not even noticeable anymore. So really happy about that. Yeah, and part was repainted. But anyways, back to its current form. All that to say that I'd like to have a second one and build it similar to this one, but maybe not use such high-end parts. I'm not going to be going and doing an Öhlins front and rear and all that other stuff, but we'll do a couple little tricks here and there. So that's the plan. I'm hoping that deal is going to go through, and when it does, I'll post up a video so you can see the RC that I'm picking up, because the person that had it maintained it. He hasn't ridden it in about 8 years or so. And he's did some own little custom work and custom not fabrication, but put his touches on it, which we're only going to enhance the bike. But I want to take another step further. So it's not a mint condition bike by any stretch of the imagination. It does need work, but that's kind of what I'm looking for in order to keep it budget friendly. Anyhow, guys, that's it for now. As soon as the deal goes through, post up the bike so you guys could see it, go through it, and then tell you what the plan is to make it my own. Cheers.